So hi again, I finally managed to replace my old Axis brand tape measure with the standard Stanley tape measure. And I wanted to show you what is the difference between them, what's the secret behind the robustness and the legendary quality of Stanley tape measures. And it looks like the only difference between them, or the only secret behind it, is the simplicity of it. So I opened both of them, and apart from the fact that you require 4 screws to be unscrewed from the Axis brand and 3 from the Stanley, let's have a look inside it. So the Stanley brand has one moving part. It's the switch that just holds the tape in place once engaged, like so. That's it, nothing else. Let's have a look at the Axis brand. So we've got 2 buttons, which is in my opinion, the benefit of this tape measure. But apart from that, we've got this spring here. We've got this roll with rubber wheels that hold the tape in place when engaged, which is held by one axis here. And there is another kind of spring in front of it. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 7 parts, some of them moving. So I guess that's the secret behind the Stanley brand, the simplicity. Less parts there is, less parts to be damaged, broken, not working properly. Now, after using Stanley tape, I started appreciating a little bit more the Axis tape measure for a few reasons. First of all, the magnets on top of the tape, which are not present in the Stanley tape. Also the hook on both sides of the tape, which is not the case in Stanley tape. The 2 buttons are really comfortable. Unfortunately, the design of the Axis brand is made the way that the bottom one is engaged sometimes when the tape is put standing like so. So, you know, I would have to redesign it by putting it a little bit higher so it doesn't press on it, which is not a big deal, but it shouldn't be like that in the first place. And the fact that once the tape is in use, the Axis brand, you don't have to engage anything. It's automatically held in place. Let me show you. Okay, so you can see I don't press any buttons, I don't have to engage any switches, and the tape stays extended. That's not the case in Stanley brand. I extend the tape, and if I let it go, it will just slide back. So to hold it like so, I have to engage it by pushing the switch. I think there is a lot of benefits behind the Axis brand tape. The problem is it's not as reliable due to all these parts that sometimes have to be cleaned, I guess. Yeah. So that's the comparison. I will also perform a small stress test on the Stanley tape measure by applying some rubbing alcohol on part of the tape that I don't use too much, and that will be some far end of this tape, and we'll see if it will damage the tape or not. As you can see, another thing about this tape is that it doesn't have inches or feet on it, unlike the Axis brand, which has centimeters on one side and inches on the other. So this specific Stanley tape is not for you imperial scale aficionados. Okay. So I put some rubbing alcohol on the Stanley tape measure, and it doesn't seem to have any impact on it. Should that change, I will update this video, of course. I just wanted to show you one more thing, or the advantage of the Stanley tape over the Exis brand, and that's the distance when it starts breaking. So you can see there is approximately 210 centimeters when I'm lifting it. It's barely holding where it's holding, 210 centimeters. And the Exis brand, I've managed to extend it to approximately 165 centimeters. If I extend it a little bit more, it starts breaking. Yeah. Okay, I hope you like the video, and I wish you all a great day.